Koca Sinan Pasha was an Ottoman Grand Vizier, Ottoman military figure, and statesman. From 1580 till his death he served 5 times as Grand Vizier. Life. Sinan Pasha, also known as Koca Sinan, was born in Topoyan in Luma territory and was of Albanian origin. Austrian Orientalist Joseph von Hammer-Purgstall called him the unbridled Albanian. Sinan Pasha was appointed governor of Ottoman Egypt in 1569, and was subsequently involved until 1571 in the conquest of Yemen, becoming known as Fatih Yemen. In 1580, Sinan commanded the army against the Safavids in the Ottoman-Safavid War, and was appointed Grand Vizier by Sultan Murad III. He was, however, disgraced and exiled in the following year, owing to the defeat of his lieutenant Mehmed Pasha, at Gori. He subsequently became governor of Damascus and, in 1589, after the Great Revolt of the Janissaries, was appointed Grand Vizier for the second time. He was involved in the competition for the throne in Wallachia between Mini Tursutul and Petru Sursel, and ultimately sided with the former. Another revolt of Janissaries led to his dismissal in 1591, but in 1593 he was again recalled to become Grand Vizier for the third time, and in the same year he commanded the Ottoman army in a long war against the Habsburgs. He was faced with massive casualties on the northern front, which was weakened by the death of Bosniak commander Hasan Pasha Predajevic during the Battle of Sisak. In 1594, after crushing of the uprising in Banat, he had the relics of Saint Sava taken from their depository, including the remains of Sava, and burned in Belgrade in reprisal for Serbian treasonous allegiance to the Habsburg Empire. In spite of his victories, he was again deposed in February 1595, shortly after the accession of Mehmed III, and banished to Milkara. In August, Sinan was in power again, called on to lead the expedition against Prince Michael the Brave of Wallachia. His defeat in the Battle of Kalagarani, the Battle of Georgia, and the series of unsuccessful confrontations with the Habsburgs brought him once more into disfavor, and he was deprived of the seal of office. The death of his successor Lala Mehmed Pasha 3 days later caused Sinan to become Grand Vizier for the 5th time. He died suddenly in the spring of 1596, leaving behind a large fortune. Sinan Pasha is buried in Istanbul near the Grand Bazaar. He was a major builder of caravanserais, bridges, baths and mosques. These included the town of Kocanak in Kosovo, important buildings in Thessalonica and Belgrade, as well as in Istanbul and other countries in the Arab world. Legacy. Sinan Pasha became Grand Vizier 5 times between 1580 and his death in 1596. He had many rivals, but he was also a very wealthy man. Turkish historians also note that he remained close to his heritage and would give those of Albanian stock preference for high-level positions within the empire. In 1586, at his request, Sultan Murad III issued a decree exempting 5 villages in Luma from all taxes. Sinan Pasha constructed the fortress of Kocanak in the Kosovo Vilayet with an imaret, 2 khans, a hammam, and a mosque that still bears his name. In 1590, he had the Pearl Kiosk built above the seaward walls on the Sea of Marmara. It served as Murad II's final residence before his death. One of his final projects in Constantinople was a cullia completed from 1593 to 1594 by Davut Aga, the chief imperial architect of the time. It is distinguished by the complex masonry and decorations of its turban sebil.